only a few minutes before I'm recording this video did I even remember what this was. I ordered this quite some time ago. It took quite a while to come in, and it literally came in the day I left for my trip back to Maine, because it took so long to come in. You'll know because you'll have seen the title of the video, but I literally could not remember what it was. I got a really good deal on this. So I picked up the Avatar Legends role-playing game starter set. I had pretty much decided I wasn't going to worry about this game. I really enjoyed the Avatar animated series. I liked it a lot. I'm a big fan of old martial arts movies, a lot of the stuff from Hong Kong, from especially the 70s and the early 80s. And I like a lot of the, is it wuxia? I think it is the more fantastical stuff. I mean, I like the grounded stuff, like a Fist of Legend and that kind of thing that's a little more serious. But I love the over-the-top Hell's a Poppin'. One of my favorites is, I think it's 2000. I think it's 2000, might be 1999, but I think it's 2000, called The Duel, with Andy Lau and Ekin Chen, and I think Elvis Choi's in there. Anyway, I love that movie. It's goofy, it's crazy, it's over the top, and it's fantastic. I love it. Anyway, one of the things that I liked about Avatar while I was watching it is, the animation was so well done that I actually could pick out people's fighting styles, and I was like, that's really cool. So what is this? There's a role-playing game. Now, this is a weird role-playing game in that in the role-playing online space that I have any access to, it is not spoken about very much. I see very few YouTube videos about it. I see very little talk in any of the forums or the RPG things. So, and I've seen other people say the same, in that they were like, oh, I guess, I remember hearing about this game, but it doesn't seem like anything anybody cares about. But turns out it actually gets played a lot. And I think what it is that this game reached a lot of the Avatar fan base who were not necessarily in the overall RPG fandom space. I think that's true. I don't know. I don't have anything to back that up, except somebody, I want to say it was Sly Flourish, Mike Shea over at Sly Flourish, I think, recently said, I think he recently had a breakdown in a video about what gets played at, this is really in there, what gets played at the conventions or something, and it may have just been the one convention. I think this is true, and I think it was Mike Shea. Let's see if I can manage to do this. There we go. Oh, was that the what's in the box? All right. Piece of paper I'm not going to go hunting after. Anyway, that was a struggle. I believe he had looked at something that talked about the number of games being played, and I think that Avatar ended up having a lot of games played. All right, so we have some cards. Maneuver, evade, observe. Not sure what these are about. Am I crazy? I want to say that the Avatar role-playing game is based on the Powered by the Apocalypse engine. These dice have, looks like a water symbol, maybe. I've mentioned, I think, before that I have struggled with the Apocalypse. It is Powered by the Apocalypse framework. I've struggled with Powered by the Apocalypse while reading it. I have yet to actually play a game. And it was Thirsty Sword Lesbians was the first game where I read the rules, and it made sense. I found reading the other ones that I'd read, which would be like Dungeon World and I don't remember couple others, that I couldn't quite grasp how the game would play at the table, and I was not ready to try running it because I was just sitting there like scratching my head, and I don't have a lot of experienced gamers to run games for. So anyway, I'm hoping that maybe the rules in this will be presented also in a relatively easy way, and it seems popular enough. It seems like maybe that's the case. I was supposed to play in a game of this a while back, I guess now more than a year, I guess it might even be 2 years ago, but it did not end up panning out, which is unfortunate because I'd like to try it. I really want to try the Apocalypse, Powered by the Apocalypse. It seems cool. It seems like the kind of thing that, this is an adventure book, so you might see some spoilers or some light spoilers if I flip through. I do like that it uses art. A lot of the art, I think, is from the show, or at least maybe from show concept sketches. I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember where I was going with that. Just to say that I'd like to try playing the game so that I can feel a little more comfortable with the system. Sometimes, for me, sometimes I feel like I just need to actually try it to see it working and functioning, because reading rules can be less enlightening. It's like Shakespeare. You go see Shakespeare performed. Reading Shakespeare is not experiencing Shakespeare properly. You can read it, it's fine, but reading it isn't really experiencing it. You have to see it performed live. That's how Shakespeare works, and it's how any play works. Anyway, so I think these adventures are set in different time periods. I really like the original show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think I made it through season 1 of Korra, and I didn't stop because I wasn't enjoying it. In fact, I would actually say that by the end of season 1, I was starting to enjoy it. I did not care for a lot of the tournament-y stuff, the game or fight or whatever that they were doing. That just didn't interest me at all. Oh, these are some really fancy pre-gen characters I see on like thick paper, not quite cardstock, but thick paper. Wow, really fancy. So here's, I don't know if this is all going to show up. But you can maybe read the character's background information there. It doesn't look like, mechanically, it doesn't look super difficult, but it's a lot of it's getting the concept and how it works. I think these look like they're from the original show's timeline. And I don't know if there's like 2 adventures. That might be the case. 2 adventures, and these are the players for that. Oh, I guess that's all. This is something else. See? So a completely unresearched, by the skin of my teeth, off the cuff. These are like same kind of paper but glossy. Oh, okay, cool. This would be like player handouts for some system stuff. It's all the same. You've got your basic moves, balance moves, combat exchanges, status, basic techniques. So nice. These will be handy to have for your players of your game. So I'm going to assume that, like a lot of starter sets, the rules probably don't have character creation. Usually there's a few key things left out because the idea is to get you interested, play a few scenarios, and get you interested in getting the full game. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm going to put these on top where I can hopefully use the weight of the books beneath to pop them out. I'm not sure when I'm going to get a chance to even read through this, or if I'm going to get a chance to play it. It was on such a good price that I just saw it and I snapped it up, because it does seem cool and I want to try it. So if in fact this is going on at a lot of conventions, I'm really, really going to try in 2026. I'm going to try to go to at least one game convention. Now, I've recently had to make the decision of not going to one that I wanted to check out, and that would have been out in Colorado. But I'm hoping I can get to. There's a convention in Philadelphia, and it's actually in Philadelphia, called PAX U. That comes up, I think, in November or December of this year. It's a slight chance I'll go to that for a day. I really don't know. But the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, I think is what it's called. That one is not actually in Philadelphia. Well, I mean, it does say Philadelphia area. It's way out. I'm a public transit guy. By public transit, it's like way out of the city. So I don't know if I'll do that one. I'm not sure. That might be a thing where my wife and I rent a car and we go up and stay in like King of Prussia and do some stuff there. There's something she wants to see in King of Prussia. Anyway, long story long. I'd like to try this out. Maybe I can get to a game convention where there are some sessions of it being played. I'd love to try that out. I'd like to try some gaming here in DC, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling. The only convention that I know of right now that happens right in the city is AwesomeCon, which seems to bounce all over the calendar. And the last time I was looking, AwesomeCon had it was like everything I wanted to play. It was all the start times were staggered. It wasn't like a morning, midday, evening block. It was some games starting at 10, some games starting at 11, some games starting at 12, whatever. And everything I wanted to play was overlapping with something else that I wanted to play. And AwesomeCon is not cheap to get into. So the idea of like paying that to go in and be able to play one game, I don't care about pretty much anything else at AwesomeCon. So it's not like I'm going to go in and enjoy the convention overall, because there's just not, I don't care about the celebrities. I'm not really interested in the panels. I would hit up Artist's Alley for the comics and the games. So it wasn't worth, I could not remotely justify paying for a day ticket to go to maybe be able to play one session because everything was overlapping everything else. Anyway, have you tried Avatar Legends? What are your feelings on the Powered by the Apocalypse engine? I think it seems really interesting. It seems kind of like the thing I would have really loved, or I don't know if I would say really loved, but that I would have played a lot back in the 90s had it come out while I was still working at the game store, or had somebody gotten into it at that point. We were playing a lot of similar games, a lot of very story-heavy, story-focused, fiction-forward, all that kind of thing. I mean, that was really what we were doing a lot of, Everway and all that sort of thing. I want to check it out. Okay, until next time, take care.